All right. Hello, hello. Welcome. Jump scare. Gonna get started with the recap here. Welcome to all of those. Hello, YouTube. I'm gonna be doing this for my stream, so we're gonna have a little bit of chat messages. So it's okay, but I want to do a little stream recap. So over the weekend, I did win a challenge a few months ago, and then over the weekend I had time to do another challenge instead of playing. There was nothing really going on paper. Well, okay, to be honest, I did play. I played in a team trios. Some of you know that. Uh, and my team, we did not do so well. We went 0-2. I wasn't feeling too good. I'm like, okay, they want to drop. I'm like, all right, okay, whatever. So I drove home. I was like, oh, whatever. Okay, it sucks. And then I queued up for the league, for the challenge. Second place, baby. Then I wasn't able to close that out this time, but hey, second place is still pretty good. It's actually kind of funny because my finals opponent in this challenge was actually the finals opponent that I faced in the challenge that I won. So they got the revenge on me this time. I wasn't. Their hands. They just wanted it more. Let me tell you that. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. Well, let's start off here with the first game. So in the game one, I played versus Enchantress. Well, it was actually a. It wasn't exactly Enchantress. It was like Domain Enchantress. It was using the ley line. So again, apologies. Bear with me. The replayed system for Magic Online is not the best, so we're gonna have to click through it individually. So let's just start off here. I didn't know that they were on Enchantress at first, right? They real Gigantha. I didn't know it could be a number of things, and they did this. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be something weird. So I kept a hand. We're on the draw, so I think this hand is okay to keep. Like we can look for a third land with the Underground Mortuary, and then we have a strong wall into. We can go wall into Grist, and then we can have Bowmasters. So I thought this hand was pretty fine in the blind. So then they play Oath of Nissa. I'm like, okay. I don't know what is this model green. Are we against model green ramp? And they revealed Sithis, and so as soon as they revealed Sithis, I'm like, okay, it's Enchantress. So then going from here, we draw into a Cauldron, which is actually really good because we have a Haywire Might, right? So we're just going through the turns here. They play out the Sithis, which is also great because we have a Bowmasters, and then we draw into Sheoldred. So I'm like, oh, but this hand is like so good against what they're doing. So I think I just play Wall to set up for mana. Or no, I hold up Bowmasters. Yeah. I hold up Bowmasters here to kill the Sithis as soon as they play any enchantment. Because that's the whole thing with Enchantress is their entire deck revolves around drawing cards. That's their whole engine. They want to be drawing cards as often as possible, and their Sithis is one of the enablers. So you have to kind of treat Sithis like Yawgmoth in that respect. You need to just get it off the field so they're not ripping through their deck as fast. So they put a Destiny Spirit on the stack, and I flash in Bowmasters to take out the Sithis, slow them down a little bit, and then draw land, and then I think I just play Wall into Haywire Might here. Yeah, so then I play Wall into Cauldron. Oh yes, and then I exile the Wall of Roots that's already in the graveyard, and then from there I'm able to play the Haywire Might. I'm on commentary tomorrow. Apparently, I forgot. I forgot I was on commentary. I was gonna come by tomorrow to play, um, but then I got that notification in Discord of like, oh, I didn't know it was commentary. So I will be there tomorrow at Legacy. So then I have this setup going right here for against Enchantress, and the game's pretty much like a lock at this point. I don't think there's anything that they could play to get them out of this. Maybe if they can deal with the Cauldron, then it slows us down. But I'm just gonna be blowing up everything that's not a creature from here on out. They thought they were gonna play something, and then I just play Sheoldred because it's you know this is like so much pressure for them to deal with. It's really hard for them to deal with this. And then I think they try to bind in the Sheoldred, and I just exile it with the Haywire Might. And then they play a Leyline of the Guild Pact here, I believe. Yeah. And then I think the game is over. Also, I don't know if some of you may have seen this, some of you may have not seen this, but I tweeted this out. I put it on YouTube. This opponent got a little upset. Same as last challenge, first game, and someone playing a counter deck. What a coincidence! It's like, all right, dude. And then they say more after I win the game, but I thought that was funny. So not much else to say here. The game's pretty much over at this point. Just play Grist, start plussing, start attacking, exile their Guild Pact to take them off of mana, and then they just concede. So that one was a wrap. And then I think I can just exit out of here. Yeah, okay. Game two, they did manage to get game two. I think they had a very aggressive start. I think they had a Scion start. Can't remember. Let me see. So I keep this hand. This hand looks great. Like early Yawgmoth into like have with Bowmaster protection or Bowmaster like pressure. So play a Surveil land here, surveil something in the graveyard, kill their Sithis again with another Bowmaster. Oh, they exile it with the trigger on the stack, so I actually don't kill the Sithis, but I'm able to kill it as soon as I untap because I'm playing Yawgmoth, and I believe they have another Celestial Purge in hand, and they kill my Yawgmoth. Yeah, they have two Celestial Purges, so I'm like, okay, now my hand got significantly worse. So going through here, I'm like, now I have like just dopey creatures in my hand. I just play this out because there's nothing really for me to hit at the moment with Haywire Might. So that's like I didn't see a point to play out the Haywire Might. Plus, I didn't want it to get hit by a binding. I didn't want it to get wasted by a binding, right? So they're tapping mana, they're doing stuff, and they decide to not do anything. I fetch, and there's a Soul Cauldron on top. Put it in the graveyard, and then go to my turn. I think I end up hitting the Rest in Peace with the Haywire Might. Steve Lowe, hey, welcome. Hello, thank you. Doing a little recap right now. I'm trying to do it fast, so we're not here for too long. But then I just start trying to get in there with the damage. I feel like I have to put pressure on. They only have 2 cards in hand. I play Wall of Roots, exile that so I can. My thinking here is I want to get. I don't have anything going on, right? So I feel like my best out is just channeling Takenuma for a Yawgmoth. And then they hit Leyline plus Scion. I'm like, okay, well, this is not good. Hey, Joaquin. Hello, welcome. Now, I draw into a Cauldron, which is okay. Oh, God. Okay, there we go. So then they attack. And the game plan right here is just to channel the Takenuma. They have 1 card in hand, but I'm under the gun right now. So channel Takenuma. I don't think I hit anything. No, I build over a Core of Calling, of course. That was my next draw. And then I have a Strangleroot Geist and a Halfling, so I'm like, okay, I'll get back the Geist. And I'll exile the Halfling at least. And then I think I just end up not drawing anything. They binding my Cauldron. I'm like, okay, that's fine. That doesn't really matter right now. Then I draw another land. I've already used both my Surveil lands, so not much for me to do here. They play a Sithis, and then they just attack in the air, and then I believe... Yeah, I just draw nothing for the next 2 turns, and then I just die. So there's that game. And then we can go to game number 3 here. And I think I have a pretty cracked hand against them, if I remember. Let me see. Oh no, I had the mole. I had no lands, but I have this one. I have a forest. I have a Bowmaster. I have Young Wolf. So I felt like this is pretty good. I think I just put back a land here. Yeah. And they mulled a 5. Play a Misty, play Young Wolf. I was thinking about holding Young Wolf, but I figured I would draw into a green card eventually. So I just attack with Young Wolf, they fetch. I think they play a Sithis here. I'm like, excellent. So now next turn I can go, I surveil here. I don't remember what I surveil. Young Wolf. I think I put that in the graveyard. Interesting. Oh yeah, I need to hit another land. That's why. So yeah, I draw into another land. I'm like, oh, perfect. I can just play this now. And then I play that. I mill over a Strangleroot Geist, or I keep it on top. I'm like, okay, great. And then I attack. They're not going to block, obviously, because they want to keep their Sithis. They play that, and then I play a Bowmaster, and I kill their Sithis. So it's like, okay, great. We're in a good position here. I fetch. I play Yawgmoth. I think they just concede out after that. Let me see. Yeah, and here, oh yeah, they concede after this. So like they play another thing to draw a card, and I like sack the token, reset the Young Wolf, draw a card, Bowmaster ping, and then I do the same thing when that enters the battlefield, sack Bowmaster, and then just draw a bunch of cards. And then they surrender, and then they say this to me. Okay, yeah, this is the thing. They say, I'm being disgusted. Lucky this is not IRL. F your orcs. I bet the print is from your face. So I thought that was hilarious. I didn't say anything to them. I just left the game. People like that, they're not worth my time, We beat them anyway, so it's whatever. So got that game. That was good. So that was game one, Enchantress. Not a deck that we really expect to play, but we're pretty like our sideboard's pretty well tuned for what they're doing, so it's not really a matchup we have to worry about. Also, our main board, I mean, Shieldred Bowmasters put in so much work against them. It was so funny. Yeah, dude, I was dying. All my friends were dying. It was freaking hilarious. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Awesome. So that was that game, and then the next one was Domain Zoo. I got this one in 2. Very nice. Ah, hey, Dickard. Hello, welcome. We'll do a little recap before we do a league here. Let's see. Okay, so they win the die roll. What do I keep here? Yeah, I mean, Grist on 2. I'm like, okay, hey, Grist on 2. Doesn't go wrong. They revealed Gantha, not playing Enchantress this time, though. They play a land, and then I just play. I draw into a shield, which is like, okay, it's, you know, it's a 4-drop, right? And then I think they have, yeah, Kavu, so they don't have a Scion, which is good for us. I just opt to play the Grist here as they don't have trample at the moment. So I'm like, okay, maybe if I can just survive a turn, and we do. They do play a binding. Like, I guess they draw into the binding, which is weird because they, oh god. I'm not pressing anything. Okay. They draw into a binding, which is weird. I forget if they were attacking. What am I? Stop. I didn't even press anything. Oh my goodness. Okay, apparently Magic wants to do the thing, so I'm attacking here. Are we done? Okay, thank you. Okay. The replay system, man, I swear. So, where were they attacking? They're playing... They were attacking Grist, so I don't know... I don't know if I missed it. Maybe they didn't have the domain to play the binding, but I feel like they could have... They would have just... If their game plan was to take out Grist, they could have just, you know, eat the token, take out Grist. But I guess maybe they don't want us to put it under a cauldron, I guess. That's fine. So yeah, I'm just putting in damage here. I think I just play out Shieldred. Yeah. I could have played Wall. If I fetched, I could have played Wall and then Shieldred, but I wanted to use the fetch for a Surveil land because after Shieldred, we don't really have much going on. And, you know, if they have another binding, which they did here, we're in a lot of trouble, right? So they attack me again. I can't block this time. They Tribal Flames me down to 10. I think they also have another Tribal Flames. How do I get out of this? I'm like thinking to myself, like, what did I do here? I mean, I got it in 2. Yeah, they attack with both. I double block the Nakatl, jump block the Kavu. They play another Kavu, and they Tribal Flames me again. So I'm like, okay, this is not good. I draw Cord. Okay, I think I Cord for a Haywire Might here. Yeah, and then I exile... I'm going to use it as a chump blocker, then I'm going to exile the Shielder. I think that's my game plan. Yeah, they're not drawing cards, they're just eating stuff from my graveyard. I'm like, okay, I just go to chump block. And I exile the Shieldred. Or the binding that's on the Shieldred. And then I go to my turn. I draw Bowmasters, which is insane. Get in there for 4. And I think after this, they start drawing. And I think that's when I get them. So they go to 8. And then they attack with both. And I think... Oh, no, they don't. They just put that. Yeah, okay. So then I flash in a Bowmasters just to have chump blockers. And I think they concede right after I flash in the Bowmasters. Yeah. So there we go. Got that one. Very nice. And then game number 2 here. They're going to be on the play again. Oops. So I kept... So you might think this hand is a bit sus, and it is. I kept this hand... This was a mold of 6. I just drew Grist for turn. And I kept this hand on the strength of like them. I was hoping that they would have a Leyline of the Guild Pact. And then that way I could just, you know, punish them with the Pick Your Poison. Unfortunately, they don't. But I do have a wall. I have a Halfling, and I have Overgrown Tomb. So I'm like, okay, if my Halfling survives, it's great. This hand is really good. If it doesn't, we're in some trouble. But at least I have a Pick Your Poison and a Fatal Push if they have, like, if worse comes to worse. So they play a Binding. I draw into another land. I knew it was on the top. And I forget if I don't think I used the Pick... Yeah, I decide... Right now, I decide that I'm just going to use the Pick Your Poison for a Scion, if they ever play one. And then Magic Online's doing the replay by itself. Just, okay. Yeah, so I decided I'm going to save my Pick Your Poison for a Scion, because at this point they have multiple bindings. So I'm like, okay. Drawn to a young wolf, just get in there. I think I play Yawgmoth here. Yeah. They lightning bolt the insect. I was going to sack the insect to see if I could draw a land, but I did not get that lucky. And then they do that. I sack because I feel like I need to get some action here. I draw Bowmasters. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then I draw Hapatra. I'm like, ah, I wish I had the Yawgmoth. This is all good. They play another Brawler. They play a Ragavan. I don't know why they kept it in. Don't ask me. I flash in a Bowmasters here, kill the Ragavan. And then I play a young. I just play out my hand, Young Wolf, Hapatra. Feeling pretty okay right now. I don't think they can attack. Yeah, they decide not to attack. I get a Pendelhaven, which makes it even better for me on defense. They play another Ragavan. I don't know why they kept those in. And then at this point, I think I'm just waiting until I draw, payoff spell, because they're not attacking me. They're not putting pressure on me, and they really can't because of the Pendelhaven and all of our jump blockers that we have. And then I decided to just force both of the bindings, and they had enough. I'm like, okay, we take those. Hey, hello, NJ. Welcome. So that was game number 2. And then game number 3 was against Scam. 3 games. These 2 players are so reckless. I lose my mind every time I see Ragavans post sideboard. I don't get it, dude. I don't understand. It tilts me. It's like, I don't know, man. I get it's like a back and forth thing. It's like, oh, I have the Ragavans, so I'm going to take Ragavans out because they have Undying Creatures and Bowmasters. Oh, but that means if they think that I'm taking out Ragavans, they're going to take out Young Wolves and Bowmasters, so I'm going to put Ragavan back in. It's like, it's just annoying. It's incorrect. You're wrong. You shouldn't be doing that. By the way, the sideboard guide for this current list on your Twitter, is that one outdated? The only outdated thing is the Chalice of the Voids, which I am going to get to that. I've been busy, so I haven't updated it, but I will probably do it this week. I'm going to update it this week. So we win the die roll for this one. Play first, of course, always. What do we got? And then this hand on the play, I think this hand is really good. No turn 1 play is fine, but we have a Mortuary to like surveil the top, and then we can just go wall into Yawgmoth or wall to hold up Bowmasters. I played for someone on Merc who kept them in on the draw. Oh my god. So yeah, they start here with the Mortuary. There's a Bethesda on top. We do not need that, so put it in the graveyard. And they play no Scam, thankfully, so they just play out the Marsh Flats. I think they don't have a Fatal Push, so the wall lives another day. I think they do have a Void Walker. They have something on 2. No, they have a sacrifice thing, so it makes a sacrifice. I'm like, sure. So I think here I just opt to play Young Wolf and then hold up Bowmasters. So with them not doing anything here, I figured that they had a Bowmasters, so I just decided to run mine out to get them to use theirs. Because the next turn we're 100% playing Yawgmoth, right? So I just have an extra body here, even if they do take out 1. I think it's fine. So that's fine. We go to our turn. I draw another Young Wolf. I think I opt to slam Yawgmoth here just to play around discard. Yeah. So I play Yawgmoth, and I don't do anything right now because I want to see if they want to crack this fetch to play around an Undying spell. Also to play around Fatal Push in case they have it, because I need to do it right now. Replay system, hello. All right, there we go. So they don't do anything. They just pass back to me. I'm like, okay, if you're not going to do anything, that's fine. I'm not going to do anything. I play another Young Wolf, and then they decide to go for the Fatal Push, which I called out. And then here I'm like, okay, I'm just going to draw as many cards as I can. They do have an Undying spell. Oh no, they have another Bowmasters. Oh yeah, you're 10-0, dude. Hell yeah. Very nice. Very clean from Joaquin. Yes, sir. So yeah, now that they're tapped out, I'm not scared of Undying Spell. So I'm just trying to draw as many cards as I can here while dealing with the Bowmasters. They're going to have a big Orc Army token, but I can deal with that. And I draw into a Quartz. I'm like, great, this is awesome. That's fine. You have a 6/6. I'll just play out a Chump Blocker, and I'll play out Grist. So then, feeling good after that, just pass the turn. They play a Void Walker. I just decide to fetch to Mortuary, see what I have on top, put it in the graveyard. What was it? It was a Haywire Mite. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I don't need that. Put that away. They play another their third Bowmaster. I'm like, okay, you got it. They take out my Young Wolf. They swing at Grist with the thing. I'm like, okay. I just jump block. And then, what do we do? I mean, I think I just immediately down tick to take out the Voidwalker. Marsh. Yeah, it was kind of awkward here because I could cord for Yawgmoth. I could plus cord for Yawgmoth, but then I have no creatures to block this 7/7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have no creatures to block the 7/7. I can't reset the Young Wolf because Thoughtly Voidwalker's in play. So I think I opt to just kill the Voidwalker, and then I think I just play Strangleroot. Do I play the other Grist? No, I hold on to it. Yeah. So because now that they don't have that, that's fine. So they do this. I think I decide. Do I cord for one here? I think I might just let them take it because like I'd just rather have a backup Grist at this point. I don't care if they take the well, taking the cord sucks, right? But I'd rather have a Grist in hand than like cord for one, like cord for a Young Wolf or cord for a Mana Dork. I don't think that's what's gonna be good right now. So I just decided to chump block there. I think I immediately draw into a Cauldron. I think the game is over after that. Let's see. No, I draw into a Yawg. I just knew he was on top, baby. Oh, and then I mill. Okay, yes, I draw into a Yawgmoth. I mill over another Grist. I get 2 and 6. I'm like, oh, it's just so good. We play out Yawgmoth, and I just pass the turn from here. I want to save my chump blockers for the damage because we are quite low. So then they have a lightning bolt. They do it on my Strangleroot Geist. I just reset the Geist. And then I just take out their creatures. We drew into another Court of Calling. We drew Court of Calling into another Court of Calling. So I'm like, okay, this game's over. I just plus here. I believe I just cord for Shieldred. Yeah. And then they concede. Now, this was a mistake by me. I should not have corded for Shieldred here. I should have definitely gone for something else. But my life total was a bit low. And I didn't realize, like, oh, I would have to chump block. After I got Shieldred, I'm like, I'm still fine with chump blocking the 8/8 with Shieldred. I don't really care. I think it's still fine because then I kill the 8/8 with the chump block with Shieldred, and then I can just take out Grief with it by sacking the insect token. So I thought it was fine, but I could have been more efficient with like my chords. Probably got maybe like a Hapatra instead or something. She was not in the graveyard, right? No, yeah. So I could have gotten a Hapatra, then maybe gotten something else with the chord. But I figured we were in a pretty good spot at this point. We could even I could evoke the endurance if I needed to as well. So that felt pretty good. Then game 2, this took 3 games, so I'm trying to remember what they did or what I did here. So I just kept this in because I'm like, okay, we're against scam. If they have grease scam, and if I go to 6, it's gonna be terrible. So they thought seize me on turn 1, take the Cauldron, and then I draw to a Fatal Push, which is gonna be nice if they play a Dothy. They play Stomp. I'm like, okay. I decided to run out Zulaport here, which probably in hindsight was not correct. I probably should have just held it in my hand. And then I just play out Goose here, play out Fetch Land to try to fix the top of my library. And then I think they go. I just block with the Goose there. They play out the Giant. I have a Court of Calling on top. I keep that on top. And then I'm just passing the turn. I don't want to play out Yawgmoth here because I want to have more bodies in play. I think that's my thinking. And I'm like, okay, I can end step chord for 2 or for 1, depending on what happens. I do that. I think I chord. No, I don't. I wait. Yeah, they have 3 cards in hand, so it's quite likely they have removal. I put a Grist in the graveyard, and I chord for 1 to get a Young Wolf. Yeah, okay. I'm feeling pretty good. They fetch, I think they have a Fatal Push. Yeah, they do have the Fatal Push. And then, oh yeah, we have this whole exchange of them like using Undying. And I thought it was quite annoying. But I managed to kill it, though we take a bunch of damage for it. Oh no, it comes back. Yeah, I felt like I needed to use my Fatal Push on the Giant there. Because we're just me taking so much damage. And then that happens, and then they have a Void Walker. I'm forced to block, and then I could play Shieldred, but we're dead either way. So that's what happened. Void Walker unblockable, really good. And then we go to game 3 here. I probably made a mistake in that game. There's probably something else I could have done differently there. But I'm trying to speed through this so we can get into the league. I don't want to be pondering on games too much. I'm sure you guys can tell me in the comments if I did something wrong. That's how we learn. We build as a community, right? Very good. So game 3 here. I'm like, again, versus scam, I don't like to mull. And so if I have a keepable hand, I usually keep it. This looks great to me, so we're going to keep it. Just start off with a Yawgmoth, pass the turn, and then we can go fetch land for a Surveil land. They Thoughtseize, they take the Grist, unfortunately. We draw into a Halfling. I think I opt to play just the Halfling. I think they have a Legion's End here. No, they have a Hearse. Okay, okay. Might be thinking of another game. And then we have a Yawgmoth on top, baby. Always had it. And we play out the Yawgmoth. Pass the turn. Don't want to be sacking here because they have a Hearse in play. And then I think they end step do it, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna draw a card. I think. No, they decide not to. Yeah. They're just holding on to the activation so that we can never use the Yawgmoth without losing the Yawgmoth. They tap for something and they don't tap, and then they untap. Draw into a Fatal Push, which is good. Just play out my land, play out the Yawgmoth. Just getting there with the damage. I don't have to be sacking anything. I'm putting on the pressure. They're not doing anything. And then they can see. I'm like, okay, got it. I guess they just kept the hand on the strength of the Hearse because they didn't do anything else. So I really don't know what their hand could have been. But there's that. And then game number 4 was against Amulet Titan. Spoiler alert, this is the person that we faced in the finals, and this is the person that I beat last time in the challenge, but they beat my ass this time. So I already know it's Amulet Titan from their name, because we played before. I think in game 1, let me see, they have Amulet. They kept 7 cards, they have Amulet, so it's like, oh god, okay, not too good. I keep this hand because, you know, it has a relatively fast Yawgmoth. It does have a Beseiju if I can get around to using it effectively. I think, do they have... What do they do here? Oh yeah, I think we actually just die on turn 2. Oh no, they have a ring. So they draw a card. Okay. They just drew a card, it's fine. Okay, so I'm like, I just need to get... My thinking here is I just need to have setup. Like using an amulet... Using a Beseiju now isn't really going to be doing anything like, on one of these amulets. So I'm like, okay, I think I just need to like turbo out, get as many bodies in play, and then play Yawg. And I think that's my like only avenue to win from here. And then they draw with the ring. I miss. Oh no, I got it. Okay. I thought that I missed the trigger with the draw. So Flash and Bowmasters, you know, deal a little bit of damage, but I think they just pop off here and we die. Yeah, they play a 3rd amulet and then I just die because they play a Titan. They play the Dryad, and then they play a Titan. And I'm like, okay, I've seen enough. Oh, they play another One Ring, but they eventually play another Titan. So we were dead there. Going to the next game. So I keep this hand. It's kind of sus. It doesn't really have that much going on. We have good disruption here with Pick Your Poison and Haywire Might. But beyond that, we kind of have to draw into something. We do have Cauldron, which is nice. So I'm like, okay, we can rock with this. Start off with the Halfling. They play Forest and 2 Grazer into Garrison. Okay. Not getting any value out of my stuff. I just play a Halfling here, and then I decide to either hold up Bowmasters or hold up the Surveil land. They play an Amulet, and then they don't do anything, which is good. I think I opt to just get a Surveil land here because I need to have some action. Don't need the 3rd Halfling. Put that in the graveyard. And then what do I draw into here? Oh, Thoughtseize. So I'm like, okay, great, Thoughtseize. So I'm going to lead on Thoughtseize, take a look. They have a Yasharn, Summoner's Pact in a prime time. I'm like, okay, well, I cannot deal with the Yasharn, so I get that out of here. Jesus. And I play Haywire Might. I decide to use the Haywire Might to hit the amulet because I have a Cauldron in my hand. So I'm like, okay, let me get this first. And then from here, it's kind of like we just go back and forth. Both of us are waiting to draw stuff. So I play out the Cauldron, I'm holding up Bowmasters. And we're just passing back and forth. They find another amulet. They use... I think this was incorrect from them. They play a Mycosynth Gardens, and then they use the Mycosynth Gardens to play the amulet. I forget, maybe they drew into another green card here, but this gives me another window to exile the amulet. So with that on the stack, with the amulet on the stack, I just exile the Haywire Might, and they don't do anything. So I'm like, okay, yeah, they should have definitely just played amulet with another card. I flash in Bowmasters here. I draw into a Forest, which is very good. I decide to just use Pick Your Poison and keep my creatures in play to put pressure in. Oops. Here, let me open... Maybe if I open this... I open that, it'll stop shifting around. Okay. So then they don't do anything. I draw a card for turn. I just start getting the beat down in there. I think they're 1 mana off of getting a Titan because they do have a Summoner's Pact. They're 1 mana off getting a Titan, and they're forced to Summoner's Pact here for a Dryad, and then I can just on my turn kill it with the Force, and then we win the game here. Because they're 8 life, I'm gonna force it, and then I'm going to exile their Dryad, put the counter on my creature, and then we swing for exactly. Nice. So we got that game, and then game 3, I forget what happens. I mean, I got it, but I forget what I did. Oh. So I think my first hand was like extremely slow, and then I kept this hand on the strength of the chords and the Wall of Roots. But I definitely didn't like it. It wasn't the most optimal. It wasn't the best hand against Amulet, but they mulled a 6 and they mulled a 5, so lucky for us. So what do they do here? They keep 5, they play a Vestige, and they play an Amulet. Okay, it's still scary. Drawn to a Mortuary. I think I forget what I left something on top. We'll see. I think it might be a 1-drop. They play Gruul Turf, they play Spelunking, they play a Lush Portico, they put it over. So pretty strong start. They play I play a Thoughtseize, and I hit 3 lands. So I'm like, okay. Not because I'm like, okay, they're ramping pretty hard here. I want to like hit their payoff, but they did not have a payoff. So okay. Wasted Thoughtseize. I see a wall on top. I decide to keep it because it's gonna accelerate our chords even further. So I play double wall here, holding up chord for 1. I don't know if I decide to use the chord here or not. I do. What do I get? Maybe a Yawgmoth? I just get a Yawgmoth. Oh yeah. And now that we have this in play, I can play Yawgmoth and just swing in there. And then I think I just hold up chord for Hapatra. Yeah, they play Dryad, and then they're doing all this shenanigans. They pass turn, and then I just chord for Dryad or for Hapatra here. Actually, no, I'm just holding on to it. I was trying to play around Dismember if they had it, so that's why I didn't go for the chord right away. But and then I just do this, and then I draw into the Yawgmoth, and then get the little guy, get our Zulaport. There we go, got that one. Next one was Yawg. Next one was NJ. Was that round 5? Yeah, I got matchup versus fellow Yawg player NJ. I ended up losing this one. Honestly, I don't know if there's much to go over here. I mean, you know the Yawgmoth matchup, right? So I forget who gets the first game. I get the first game. I think my hand was a lot faster. They play Hapatra. Oh yeah, that's right. They didn't have Yawgmoth, so they didn't have a payoff. So they had like a bunch of stuff in hand. I decided not to block here because I needed to have all this up for core, and I just draw Yawgmoth. Okay, we're good. Draw Yawgmoth, and I just start mowing down their board. And I believe the game is over. Oh yeah, they do that. Okay, it's not over yet. So they're sacking. They make me do that, but we have like a standoff with our cauldrons. We can't really do anything. So. Oh, that's right. Okay, they got this one. Yeah. I forgot. So I had a cauldron in play, and I was feeling pretty good if I untapped, even though they had the grist. But then they drew into the Seiju and hit my cauldron. I'm like, and then allowed them to put Yawg underneath. So they got that one. And then second game, I got that one. But then they got the third one. So what is this one? So I feel like this we didn't have any acceleration here, but I feel like it's hard to throw back a hand like this. They thought sees Yawgmoth. I'm like, okay. Now I'm feeling like I'm gonna lose. I draw into a wall, which is okay. I decided to keep Takenuma in my hand because they thought sees the Yawgmoth. I'm like, okay, maybe I can eventually get to a point where I can get the Yawgmoth back. I think they're holding up Bowmasters here. They are. They kill my young wolf. Reset the young wolf. I think they play Grist. Yeah, they play Grist. Mill over a Mortuary. And then, oh yeah, I had the mana here to get back Yawgmoth. I get it back with the Takenuma. Play Yawgmoth. And then I think I upkeep Flesh and Bowmasters, take out their Bowmasters. They play Young Wolf, so they're going to kill my Yawgmoth again, but I just draw a bunch of cards here and mow down their board. I draw into another Yawgmoth. And they do this. I didn't kill their Young Wolf, or I reset their... Oh yeah, okay. Then I chord here, and then I get Hapatra. Oh no, I get another Young Wolf. And then I just draw here. What am I doing here? I think I'm just drawing up to 7. Because I know I'm pretty set if I just pass the turn. Or if I'm able to untap here. So I'm just keeping them off of resources. They plus, and then they chord for... They meant to chord for 4, but they messed up. So they were actually going to chord for... They told me after the game they're going to chord for Drana and Linvala, which I'm like, oh, that would have been actually pretty bad. But we had a Grist in hand, so we could just play Grist down tick, kill the Drana and Linvala, and then play the Zulaport. So that would have been... That was game 2, and then game 3. So let me see what I do here. So I keep a hand on the strength of removal. So I keep this hand. It does not have a Yawgmoth. It doesn't have a Cauldron, doesn't have a Grist. But it has a Fatal Push, it has a Legion's End. And I'm like, okay, if I can just stunt them early game, I have a Mortuary, I have effectively 2 Mortuaries in my hand. Like I feel like I can draw into something if I just delay them enough, right? So I keep a hand on the strength of removal, and then they don't play any creatures. They play Cauldron into Grist, and I'm like, well, my hand is so bad now. So yeah, as soon as they start making this play, I'm like, well, I'm gonna lose this game. So I play the wall, they play Grist, mill over another, they mill over Haywire Might, so they get a double activation. I'm like, oh god, it's not good. I draw into a Yawgmoth, which is great, but I cannot play it right now. I wouldn't have played it right now anyways, because I have a Grist on the field with a Cauldron, so I'm like, okay, this is, okay. And I'm thinking for a long time here, and I decided to just hit the insect tokens with Legion's End, since they haven't played anything anyways. And thankfully I did, because they have a Yawgmoth in hand, so they're going to draw a lot of cards there. I'm like, okay, I got off the field. But, at this point, they have the Holy Trinity. They have the Yawgmoth, they have a Cauldron, they have a Grist. We cannot win through that. It's very hard. Like, if I had a way to remove the Cauldron, then maybe, but my Fatal Push is effectively dead because they have a Cauldron and I don't. My Yawgmoth isn't going to do anything. My Grist is just going to get eaten by their Cauldron. So I'm like, I can't just play Yawgmoth out here with nothing in play. So I'm like, well, okay, I guess I'll play out double Bowmaster next turn and try to mow down their board. I take out their Yawgmoth, to slow them down a little bit, make them tap their Cauldron. They had the Bowmasters in their hand. They Fatal Push the wall. And at this point, I'm just like, well, all right. I think I just concede after this because there's no way I can come back from this. I was thinking. I'm like, yeah, okay, you got it. So they got that one, which is good for them because we both made top 8, which was nice. So we were able to crawl back from that, and then from here I was able to just win out. So that was that one, and then I played what was this, game 6? Yeah, this was against Asmo. So did not expect to face Asmo this late in the league, but good for them. But I'm sorry, I have to take them out. So Asmo historically is a very good matchup because we got the protection from humans, and I look at this hand and this hand is perfect, beautiful, love it. Would have loved if the Mortuary was untapped, but it's fine. And I draw into a Wall of Roots. I'm like, oh, so good. So just play that out. They play out this. It makes me think that they're on a Valakut deck, and then they get Asmo. They play Finale Devastation. I'm like, oh, okay. That's what they're doing. So from here, I play out Wall, play out the Halfling, pass the turn. They cycle, they get a Ren 6. They play Urza Saga, they play Cookbook. I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. Go to my turn. I think I just play Yawgmoth here. Yeah, run out Yawgmoth first. They cycle a bunch, they make a food token. Yeah, oh yeah, play Yawgmoth first because they can make food to kill my things next turn. So I'm like, okay, I just need to get Yawg in play so they can't kill my stuff. Draw into another Grist. I think I go for Hapatra here. Even though I know they can kill it, I can still get a lot of value here regardless. So I just decide to sack my board. I'm just drawing cards, killing the Asmo, making a snake, and then I just, draw a bunch of cards, play out Wall of Roots, play out Grist, pass turn. kill their Ren 6, and then I'm just feeling pretty good. I feel like we're in a pretty good spot here. I think they get a... What do they get? They get a... Oh, Shadow Spear, yeah. They play Shadow Spear equip. They try to kill... They kill my Yawgmoth with a Galvanic Blast. They kill Grist with the trample damage. I'm like, that's fine, because they didn't know I had a Cauldron in hand. So I play Grist, plus on Grist, play the Cauldron, and I think I play out the... I think I exile the Grist first. Yeah, I wanted to have more bodies on board, so I exile the Grist, and I just start plussing, play the Halfling. And I feel like we're in a pretty good spot. Because next turn we could just put Yawgmoth under the Cauldron would be pretty good. They're attacking, they're attacking at Grist, and I wanted to keep it alive. And then they have a Beseiju, and they have a Ping, so I'm like, okay. And then I just draw into another one, baby. It's that easy. We had another one in the graveyard. Never mind. It doesn't matter. It didn't matter. So I just put a counter. I get another Grist, and then from here, I play out the other Grist, or I Legend Rule the Grist, and I'm just like, I'm just making bodies. I'm sacking stuff. I'm feeling good. Attack there. And I think we're pretty fine from this position. I don't think there's... Oh, yeah, they have no cards in hand, but there's nothing they can do. They equip the Shadow Spear, and then as soon as we untap here, the game is over. So they're trying to kill my stuff. That's fine. I just draw a card. I draw into a cord, and then, yeah. And a Zulaport. I'm like, and, okay. And game over. I just draw into... Yeah, and then I cord for Undying Creature, and now I can go infinite because I have the Undying Creature with a Grist underneath. You can plus, make an insect token, target that. They made me click through it here, so I'll close out of that. It's fine. I got the fastest fingers, okay? I don't even care. I know what I signed up for when I'm playing Yawgmoth Online. I will click through the combo. So here, do I keep this? I don't think I do. I do! Do I? I do. Okay. I think this is okay. I mean, we have a Fatal Push for their Asmo if they go for like an early Asmo with a discard spell. We also have Surveil Land. The Surveil Lands influence my keep so much. It's like, oh, I can fix the top with a fetch land. My hand is perfect. I'll fix it with a fetch land. It's fine. They discard here. They play Asmo. And then I decide to just Fatal Push it, I think. Yeah, so I can just play Hapatra next turn. Get Hapatra down. I was thinking maybe if I can get her to stick around, then I could like start putting minus counters on things. They play Haywire Might. I draw into a Young Wolf. They block with the Haywire Might. I guess because it was going to die anyways if I connected. And I just play Grist here. Just plus, mill over a Cauldron. And I think the game is pretty much done because they're not really doing anything. I just attack there, put a counter on that to reset it, make a Death Toucher. Mill over a Cord, which kind of wanted that, and I decided to play the Young Wolf before playing the Yawgmoth. So I feel like they're not a Thoughtseize deck. I don't really need to be doing anything right now. And then I just play out the Yawgmoth from here, and then I just get in for the damage. And then they make a token. I decide to just mow it down. I figure that they're going to get a Pithing Needle, so I'm just trying to draw as many cards as I can to find an answer to it. Drawn to an Endurance, and I draw into a Beseiju, so I'm feeling good. So yeah, and I fetch before they search. So they do that, they do a bunch of stuff on their turn, they play Asmo, they play a Blood Moon, I'm like, oh, okay, you got it. And then I just Beseiju the Pithing Needle, and then the game's pretty much over. Or then they concede after that, I think. Yeah. I play a Legion's End, I take a look at their hand, and then they have nothing, and the game's over. So there we go, got that one. I'm sorry, Asmo players, I apologize. And then the last one in the Swiss was Tron. This took 3 games. I think it was pretty back and forth. Let me see. I think I get game 1 somehow. Yeah, I think I do remember getting game 1. So this hand was terrible. Look at this hand. I'm like, well, I don't know if my 5s are any better. I guess this hand is okay with Cord. I decided to put back one of the Beseijus, which I end up regretting because I didn't know I was playing against Tron. So I start off with the Blooming Marsh. Then they go with the Tron land plus map, I think. Yeah, I'm like, okay. Give me the Beseiju back. I play Strangle Guys. I'm just getting in there with the damage, right? And then my next turn here, I think I just play Fetch Land. Or no, I can play Wall of Roots. Yeah, I play out Wall of Roots, and then I'm holding. I think I Besage You on their upkeep. You don't want to Besage You at end step because if they have a map in play, they can just get the land that you destroyed. So they get a tower here, and then I draw step. I hit the mine. Yeah, hit the mine. Play forest. They play the tower. They have a Sylvan Scrying, so they get another mine immediately. And I'm like, okay, well, this isn't the worst. I'm playing out of Bowmasters now because if I use the Wall of Roots mana on my turn here, I can attack with a Strangleroot Geist and still have a Cord up for 4. So that's what I decided to do. I attack it, get in for the damage, put him to 13, okay. And then the pass for their turn, I think they have an Oblivion Stone, if I remember correctly. Yeah, they have an Oblivion Stone. I'm like, God damn it. Okay. I fetch. I still decided to go for Yawgmoth here because I wanted to draw a bunch of cards. Otherwise, we're just drawing off the top, right? And it's so bad. So here I'm like, well, I'm gonna lose my whole board anyways. Might as well draw cards. I let the Oblivion Stone resolve. They crack it, and then I just draw more cards, trying to find a Cauldron so I can put the Yawgmoth underneath it. But I refill I get a pretty good hand back. Let the Strangleroot come back, get in with the beatdown again, put him to 3 damage in there. Didn't draw any lands, so I would just like play out my hand again. And they have another Oblivion Stone, I think. Yeah, they play Enchantress, they find another Oblivion Stone. I'm like, God damn it. They dismember my Yawgmoth, so it doesn't come back. And I'm like, okay, they have 3 cards in hand. I think I opt to play Grist here plus Halfling. Yeah. Play Grist plus on Grist and then play Halfling, because they're dead in 2 turns if they don't deal with the Grist, because of the Grist ultimate. Oh, they're actually dead next turn. If I draw a land, they're actually dead next turn. So I'm like, okay, I just need to draw a play they play a 4th Oblivion Stone, but they don't have the mana to activate it, or the 3rd one. And I draw the land. I'm like, oh great, awesome. So then I'm able to play Yawgmoth here, and I proliferate with Yawgmoth, discarding a creature, bring Grist up to 5, and then ultimate, and get him with the Grist ultimate. Woo! Okay, I was really close. I don't know if I could have beaten the 3rd Oblivion Stone plus 1 ring. So I managed to get that one. And then game 2, I think they just had, I think I wasn't fast enough. Oh, what the? Oh, yeah. Okay, so I mulled to 6, and I'm like, okay, this hand is, this hand's, but I have a Besage You, so hopefully that's enough to slow them down. I have Verdant to surveil 1, right? So I play out Halfling first. They play an Expedition map. They have Natural Tron. All 3 games they kept 7, I think. Pretty brutal. I decided to not do anything here because I wanted to use a surveil. I didn't want to play the Goose because I wanted to use the land to surveil. So that's why I don't run out the Goose here. So then draw step, I hit their tower, I believe. Yeah. They got a mine. They got Ancient Stirrings. They find a 1 ring. Like, okay, that's fine. They run out the map here, and I'm like, oh, I can actually punish them because now I can play Reclamation Sage and destroy the map. They don't have the mana to activate it. So I get a forest. I put that in the graveyard, and I find a Fulminator Mage. I'm like, oh. Okay, I think I decide, oh, what do I do here? I think I opt to go for the Reclamation Sage, because if I Fulminator Mage and let them untap, then they can just pop the map again. So I just go for the Reclamations. Wait, wait. Oh, I'm stupid. Oh, that's right. I didn't want them to play the 1 ring. That's what I was thinking. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna Fulminator Mage them right now, which makes it a little awkward. I blow up the mine. They had another mine, so I blew up the wrong one. Yeah, they ended up having another one, so that was actually pretty bad for us because them having another one effectively makes my Fulminator Mage do nothing. And now that they have the Expedition map to crack and get the other piece that they need. I have a Bowmaster on top. I really don't need that right now, so I put that in the graveyard. Drawn to a Takenuma. I think I decide to just hold up Takenuma here because that's my only chance of getting back in the game. And they didn't even crack the map. They didn't even crack the map. They just had the tower in their hand, too. So it actually didn't matter. They play a Wormcoil Engine, which I'm like, okay, at least they don't have something scarier, right? But it's still not looking too good. And then I try to find Yawgmoth with the Takenuma, end up not finding anything, decide to get back Fulminator Mage. And I think I just go for Rex Sage plus the Fulminator Mage. Yeah, I do the Rex Sage to hit the Expedition map. And then I play the Fulminator Mage so to take them off their lands again. And I take the tower because I've already hit the tower before, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hit the tower. So they only have 2 towers left in the deck. They just draw into another one. Okay. And then they Stonebrain my Yawgmoth. I play a 1 ring. And then I think I'm just dead here. I don't think I draw into anything. I guess I think I still play it out for one more turn, but I'm pretty dead. I think they might slam Ugin here. So I play Karn. Yeah, at that point I just surrender because like, okay, yeah, I can't come back. Then game 3, how do I beat them in game 3? I don't know. Let's find out together. So I don't think I keep this. It's way too slow. Yeah, throw it back. This is much better. We have a Boseiju. We have a ramp with the goose. We have Hapatra. I think I elect to put... Do I put a land back? Yeah, I put a land back. I get greedy. So play the goose. They play a star. They kept 7 again. I've drawn to a Zulaport, which is actually not bad. So if I draw into a 9/9 creature, then I can win. They play an Urza's Saga. So I'm like, okay, good. We have like 2 turns. This is actually really good for us. They get a mine. I draw into a halfling. Do I greed my Boseiju here? I don't think I do. I think because they don't play out the Urza's land, I think I feel okay to play my Boseiju. Oh no, I greed it. Okay, I do greed my Boseiju. I guess that makes sense because I did draw a Mana Dork. So I greed my Boseiju. They play Expedition Map, do that. That's fine. And then I just play Yawgmoth here, and then I have Boseiju. Or I just use Boseiju right now. And then drawn to a Cauldron, which is cool. Then I just play Yawgmoth here. Get him with the 2 damage. Make another snake, and then I think I try to draw into a land here, and yeah, there we go. And then I just pass the turn. They find a tower, but they get that on Yawgmoth. I'm like, it doesn't matter. We have a Court of Calling. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good at this point. I play Cauldron. Oh, I court for... I decided to court for Fulminator Mage. Yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to start stone running them. Oh, but I mess up here. Oh my god. This was so stupid of me. I was like, oh, okay, so this was my... this was my thinking. I'm like, I can't activate Yawgmoth right now. I can just get a Haywire Might and blow up this. But then I'm like, oh, I got like a revelation. Like, oh my god, wait. I can get a Fulminator Mage, sack the Fulminator Mage, and then put the Fulminator Mage under the Cauldron, and then I can blow up their lands, and then I can put the counter on Yawgmoth, and then blow up their other land, and then I can put Yawgmoth under the Cauldron to get around the Pithing Needle. But it doesn't work because Yawgmoth has the activated ability of the Fulminator Mage, so it's turned off by the Pithing Needle. So I made a big misplay here. So I'm like, okay, damn it, oops. Like I like, oh god, okay, oops, it's okay. And they end up having a Boseiju, which is actually really bad. So I'm like, okay, well, this is not good. I draw into Stone Cold nothing. I decide to play out my hand. Just get in there with the damage. I decide to do this to put as much damage on the board as possible. They have Tron, and then what do they do here? They play a Karn. I'm like, okay, they got to get a ring here, right? And they get a Walking Ballista. I'm like, what? I thought they were gonna get a ring here. I was gonna lose the game, but they got a Walking Ballista. I'm like, what? So that means they probably don't have a ring in their sideboard, and they play the Walking Ballista. So I would have had lethal here, but because they have the Walking Ballista, I don't actually have lethal here. I draw into a Grist, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make them instead of them being able to chump block something and then ping the Zulaport, I'm just going to deal with the Walking Ballista before going to combat. So they kill off the snake and they kill off the Zulaport. Or they don't kill off the snake. Yeah, they make me sacrifice it, and then they ping the Grist to kill it. And then from here, I don't have lethal, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm 1 off of lethal. I decide to just swing. I swing Yawgmoth at the Karn, and I just swing everything else at them. Because I'm like, well, I don't have lethal. Them with the Karn in play is still going to be very scary. So I just do this, pass the turn. And then what do they do here? They have another Karn. I'm like, okay. But I don't think they have anything. Oh yeah, they have a Haywire Might. They grab a Haywire Might from their sideboard to gain 2 life. I'm like, oh. I think even with it doesn't matter because I have lethal because the Haywire Might trigger is going to go on the stack, so I'm just going to win. And I draw Shieldred, baby. It's that easy. And then I'm like, I swing in there, feeling good. I won my winning in. I'm like, okay, awesome. I think I was already locked for top 8 at this point because I only lost 1. So I think even if I lost this one, I would have been in top 8, but just in like the bottom 8. Because I think by the end of this, I was second seed, if I remember correctly. But there we go. And now we're locked for the top 8. So first game of the top 8 was against Scam. Good old Scam. I faced this person in Swiss, I think. Did I face this person? Let me see. Oh, it doesn't say the name. I think it says the name if I bring the drop. The name was familiar. Yeah, I did face this person in Swiss. So I faced. It's funny. Oh, that's funny. So two of my opponents were people that I faced in Swiss. Oh, all three of them. Oh shit! I didn't even realize. I played versus Golgar, Burr, Zoro, and House of Mana in Swiss, and then I played them in the top 8. God damn. Oh, so nice. I beat him twice. Except for House of Mana. Nice. So I think, yeah, because the name was familiar to me, I think I knew that they were on Scam. So I played Ragavan. We got our trusty Yawgmoth. Very nice. Also, I didn't know that top 8 is not based on seeding. Like it's still die roll dependent if you go first or if you go second. They have double Thoughtseize. They take Orcish Bowmaster Grist. And I just draw into another one. It's that easy. And I think I put a Yawgmoth on top with that Surveil. So they attack. I'm 100% blocking this every time. They bolt the halfling. I'm like, that's fine. I was a Shieldred. That's still good. Play the Grist, Thoughtseize Bug, and then from here, I think, yeah, they missed a land. They missed 2 land drops. I draw into a cord. I'm like, okay, this game is over. I just attack for 1 to have a cord for 2 up. They cord for Bowmasters. I cord for another Bowmasters, and then they surrender at that point. Very nice. Oops. And then let's see here. Round at 9. Oh, no. Wrong one. This one. So I forget what happens here. I lose, but I forget how. I decide to keep this hand because it's Scam, so I don't want to Mull versus Scam. Draw into a Cauldron, very nice. They play Curse Totem. I'm like, okay, well, I'm glad that I have this Beseju. I think I play the Cauldron. Yeah, I decided to play the Cauldron here so they stop any Scam shenanigans. Get in for 1. They play out a Fable. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I draw into a Rex Sage. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just going to Rex Sage. So I Rex Sage, destroy the Cursed Totem, and I don't do anything here. I think they Bowmaster ping my Reclamation Sage. Curse. Yeah, they go to combat, and in the 4 blocks, they ping the Rex Sage. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. I decided to just take it. I don't think I draw into a land. I think that's what happens. Oh, no, I do draw into a land. How do I lose this? What happened? Get Bowmaster of my own before they untap. Oh, I think they Thoughtseize my Yawgmoth here. No, they don't. What happens? Oh yeah, this is just very hard for me to deal with, I think. Yeah, because I untap here and I can play Yawgmoth, but I can't really do anything. Like they're going to have an untapped they're gonna have an untapped Reflection next turn, and they have a Bowmaster and a Dothy Voidwalker. And it's like they have too many things on the board that I need to deal with. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna deal with the Bowmaster because that's gonna be more annoying in the long run, and then I'll put a counter on the Voidwalker. And then I think they just have the removal in their hand, or they draw into the removal and they take out my Yawgmoth. And then they copy Voidwalker and they play my Yawgmoth, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna concede. We're pretty dead at this point. So that's how that happened. And then round number 3. Let's see. What do we keep? Yeah, I feel like this hand is fine on the play, so we keep it. Double Yawgmoth protection from Thoughtseize, but not from Grief Scam. Thankfully, they do not Grief Scam. They do take the wall, which is a little annoying. I draw into another land, which is good. Just hold up Bowmasters here. I decided to not play out Bowmasters because I have Pendelhaven in my hand, and they know that I have it. And I decide to actually play the Bowmasters here instead of the Grist. Because I didn't want to... So my thinking here, the reason why I didn't just slam Grist is because they were telegraphing that they had a Bowmaster as well, so I didn't want to play Grist, get my thing pinged, they attack my Grist, and then if they have another Bowmaster by chance or a Bolt or something, then my Grist is just dead. So I figured just holding up the Bowmaster with the Pendelhaven protection would be better. They've drawn to a Pithing Needle, they name it Yawgmoth, so okay, 2 cards in my hand are dead until I find an answer to that. I decide to run out the Bowmasters here. Just ping them. And then go to our turn, draw to another Grist, which is good. Just get in there with the damage. Play out Grist and then start plussing. They play out a Bowmasters, they ping, I just save it with the thing. Play a Voidwalker, they attack for 1, I just block with the token, I don't know what that attack was all about. I draw into a Scavenging Ooze. I'm like, okay, great, I'm going to take out the Voidwalker. They terminate the Scavenging Ooze, and since I don't have mana to do anything, I just decide to gain life there. They kill the Grist, they play a Voidwalker. They killed the... Wait. Oh, they got back the Voidwalker with the Kolaghan's command, that's right. So I'm like, okay, that's annoying. I'm just going to kill it. Kill the Voidwalker, that is. I decided to sack the... Because I didn't have the protection with the Pendelhaven up, I decided to sack the Bowmasters. And I know that they're doing this. I wanted to just get out of their hand. Because my Grist is going to die anyways if I'd let the attack go through. So I draw into a Dried Arbor, and then I have Yawgmoth in my hand. I know that I have Yawgmoth in my hand because they've seen it off of the Thoughtseize at the beginning. And so I just play out Yawgmoth. I'm like, okay, I need to draw into an answer. They're also pretty much top decking, so we're just in a stalemate here. And then I draw into a Halfling. I'm just playing out my hand. Just pass turn. They're just eating my stuff. They're eating the stuff in the graveyard. They play a Grief here, and that's fine. They knew about this other Yawgmoth, and I already have a Yawgmoth in play, so it doesn't matter. And then I think I draw another one, another Halfling, and I'm just passing turn here. They eat the Yawgmoth. They also don't have anything. Go back to my turn. Oh! Reclamation Sage to the rescue. I blow up the Pithing Needle, and I think they surrender. Yeah, I just start to draw a bunch of cards. I found a Cauldron. Yeah, and the game is pretty good at this point. I draw into a Cauldron, and then I think I upkeep. I decide to go for Hapatra. No, I just wait. I just be patient just in case they draw something. Yeah, and then I chord for 2 here, and then they surrender after I chord for 2. So got that one. Going into the semifinals here. This is going to be versus Domain Zoo, same person that I faced in the Swiss. So I keep this hand because it has a relatively fast Yawgmoth. Decide to play out the Halfling first, and then we can scry with the Mortuary next turn. They play a Ragavan. We got the answer to that in our hand. We have a Wall of Roots on top. I decide to keep that on top because that's going to be good with our Court of Calling. They play a Scion. That's going to be annoying. I forgot. So I go to block the Ragavan, but I forgot that it's like it has Trample and First Strike and everything. So I waste my Young Wolf pretty much. And then I decide to hold up Chord here. I think I just chord for Haywire Might. I think because I want to get rid of this Leyline, it's going to be really annoying to deal with. So I chord for 1, chord for Haywire Might, exile the Leyline, turning their thing into a 2/2. And I decide to play Yawgmoth here. I feel like we're okay to play Yawgmoth now. They can't Binding, or they can. I think it'll be pretty awkward for them. And then I don't sacrifice anything just yet. I want to wait to see if they fetch, so I can punish them. They do fetch. With the trigger on the stack before they get the lands, I'm going to take out the Kavu. I'm going to take out the Ragavan. Because before the Kavu gets big. I draw into a Shield, which is cool. I take out the Ragavan. I reset the Young Wolf. And I think from here, I think it was worth it to take out the Kavu instead of letting them untap with it. So I sacrifice my Young Wolf to do that. I take another 4 in the air. They play a Coddle, they play tap land, and they play a Tribal Flames on me. So they're just trying to deal as much damage as possible. And so from here, this was actually a very interesting spot. So I had a few different lines I could have taken before playing the Wall of Roots, right? There's actually a lot of different things we could have done here. So I could have played. I don't think playing Shieldred's not an answer because we have to deal with the Scion in play. So Shieldred's off the table. I could have played Grist. I could put myself at 1 and played Grist plus Yawgmoth, and then downticked to take out the Scion, but I figured that I could just use the Boseiju in my hand to deal with the Scion. Like we don't really care if they get mana at this point, right? Like the only thing that we get punished by is Tidebinder, and I don't even think lists run Tidebinder main board anymore. So I'm thinking, I'm like, okay. I think I need to get the shield Redound next turn to start gaining life again. I need to save this cord for something. So I figure I'm just gonna play Yawgmoth. I think, yeah, I just play Yawgmoth and then I pass the turn holding up Boseiju. That was the line that I took, and that was a good line. So I play the Yawgmoth, pass the turn. They cycle, they swing with just that. I Boseiju it, and they play another land fetch, and they play a Kavu that they drew. So I don't do anything here. I draw into a Bowmaster. I decide to just play out Shieldred. I just start gaining some life here, and I think the game is over. Oh yeah, they have... I fetch on my turn, and then on their upkeep, I just cord for Hapatra here at their upkeep before they draw anything. And the game, we got that one. So very good. And then game number 2, we ended up losing this one. Let's see how. Mold a 6, keep this. Drawn to a Dryad. It's like, not the best. Have a land on top, I think. Yeah, I needed the land on top so I could play Grist on 3 at least. So they play Kavu, I play a Blooming Marsh. I think they just don't draw. Yeah, they just exile a card. They see the Bowmaster, or they predict the Bowmaster. Kind of obvious. And they play another Kavu. I think I just get ran over here by their creatures. I just can't keep up with... I think they're just putting a creature into play every turn. I just can't keep up with it. I mill over a Yawgmoth, unfortunately. They play a Binding, take out the Grist. I'm like, okay, that's not good. Drawn to a Zulaport, definitely not what I want to see here. I opt to sack. I need to like take them off of things on their board. So I decide to just sack and take out the Kavu. And then at end step, they decide to just Binding it instead of attacking the Grist. Which I guess makes sense. They just want to put pressure on me, put me on a 2-turn clock. So I'm not drawing into any action right now, unfortunately. I decided to just exile my Dried Arbor before they exile it with the Kavu. They just get in for more damage. I think I just end up not drawing into anything here. Oh, wait, oh no, they just have a Tribal Flames. Yeah, we just die. So that was unfortunate. And then game 3 here. We get it in game 3, though. Don't worry. Run it back. So this hand, I'm like, okay, this is great. We're insulated against a Guild Pact. We have a Reclamation Sage for a Scion. So this hand might look a little bit weird, but I think it's strong enough to keep. So play out the Halfling. They play out a Nakatl. We draw into a Grist. I just knew it was on top. That easy. Just block. And then they play a Binding. Make them sack the Binding with the Pick Your Poison. And then just start plussing again. Because now I have the Reclamation Sage to deal with the Scion if they ever play it. Just chump block. They do have a Tribal Flames for my Grist, though. They play another Wild Nakatl. I draw into a Patra, so I just decided to play that and then Yawgmoth. Pretty much just getting set up here for a Yawgmoth. They swing, they play out a Kavu. I draw into a Haywire Might, which is like, I just decided to hold up Endurance here and get a block in. I think I double block. Yeah, I chump block the Kavu, double block one of the Nakatls, and then take out the Nakatl with the Endurance. They play another Kavu. I draw into a Grist. I think I downtick. I downtick and I actually sack my Endurance here. Yeah. Because what I can do here is I can reset my Yawgmoth. I can attack with a Papatra, put a counter on my Yawgmoth to reset it, to make it another chump blocker, and then also make a snake token. So I sack, take out that, get it with the Papatra with the Queen, reset the Yawgmoth with the counter, make a snake. Feeling pretty good. They play a Leyline of the Guild Pact. I'm like, yes, you got it. Play Legion's End. They have a Ragavan in hand, and they concede the game, baby. Got there. Very nice. And then here comes the finals. Very uneventful finals. It's you're gonna see what happens. So against House of Mana, same person that I beat in the Swiss and that I beat last time at the finals. But they have a turn 2 kill. So I'm on the play. It doesn't matter. I play out the Halfling. And then I play out the Goose. I'm like, okay, your turn. I'm feeling pretty good. I feel like I don't need to hold up Boseiju here, and they play another one, and we're dead. So they play a tap land, they play Explore, they untap, they play a Dryad, and then they play a Titan. I'm like, okay, you got it. So that was game one. And then game two, so I feel like I might have made Jay Shake. I came for the average Yawgmoth plays. Oh, well, you came to the right spot, baby. Classic Amulet moment. Yep. Classic Amulet moment. So I think I made a mistake here on my keep. So I think I mull. Oh no, so I kept this hand. So in hindsight, obviously, you know, yes, hindsight, okay, I lose the game. Maybe it's not a good hand. But I was thinking, okay, if this disruption is enough to stop them, if I can just like slow them down and maybe draw into something, like if I draw into a Cauldron, it's great here. If I draw into a Cord, if I draw into a Yawgmoth, like wrist, like I have the mortuaries to kind of fix the top. Legit asking how much are the mustache rides. I pray. Hey, you tell me. Oh my god, you gotta keep it clean, dude. You gotta work on it. So I keep this. I'm like, okay. I decide to keep this. Hopefully, it's enough disruption to slow them down. They mulled a 6, so I'm feeling better about my keep. Spoiler warning: it was not enough. Oh, hey, J55, thank you for the sub. I appreciate you. Or not the sub. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. So I'm just deciding to get in there with the damage. I don't play out the Haywire Might here because I don't want to run out. I have another land on top. I just throw that in the graveyard. I think what happens here is I just draw a lot of lands, unfortunately. Alex only 750. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. So they get a Portico. They kept a slower hand, and here, I think I just go for the Fulminator. Yeah, they just play a bounce land. They have a really slow hand. Like, oh yeah, Fulminator time, baby. Get in there. So now I'm feeling good. I'm like, okay, nice. I've slowed them down a lot. They're not doing anything. This is great. So I draw into another land. I play that. I smill. They play another bounce land. I surveil again. I have another land on top. I put that in the graveyard. Second land on top with the surveil. Put that in the graveyard. Go to my turn. I draw. Halfling. Pog. Okay. I play out the Halfling. I get it there for the 1 damage. And then they still don't have anything. I fetch thin the deck. Takanuma. So I'm like, okay, a Takanuma. At least I can, you know, get something here. Maybe. They play a 1 ring. No, they play Yasharn. They play Yasharn. So now we're in trouble. So now I can't sacrifice anything. So I mill cards over. I don't hit anything. I can't even Fulminator Mage them anymore because of Yasharn. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll get the wall. So I get the wall to my hand, and then another land. I just draw more lands. Okay. So I think I just play out the wall and I just round out the Haywire Might at this point because I can't even use it. And then they play an Amulet, they copy the Amulet, and then they start popping off, and then I just concede because I know that they have other stuff in hand. I'm like, okay, you got it, dude. So unfortunate. The Yasharn, I mean, we saw that in the game too, so I knew they had it, but just end up drawing way too many lands, even with the 2 surveils that we milled over more lands, and also milled over another land with the Takanuma. So pretty unfortunate, but hey, second place, still pretty decent. Also, I was having a little bit of a banter with the House of Mana here because it was funny, we both remembered each other from the last challenge that we played in. We both were in the finals last time and I beat him. And at the beginning of the game, he's like, oh, hey, I remember you from the first challenge, like months back. And I'm like, oh, hey, I remember you too. And so I was chatting with him like, hey, okay, good game, dude. And he's like, yeah, I had to get my revenge. I'm like, I'll see you next time in the finals though. So we gotta meet to settle. We gotta get the best of 3, even though I already beat him in the Swiss round, you know. But it's okay. It's okay. No, he's a good player. He's a fun guy. So yeah, that was my challenge run. Very nice. 1 and 6. NJ, you got to get those numbers up, NJ. Come on. I don't even think about that. I don't even track that. But I am 2 and 1 against. Well, it's easy for me to say because I've only played him 3 times. And all 3 times that I played him, it was, you know, it wasn't like a random league or anything, right? So that's why I remember that. But I usually don't keep track of like how my I don't usually keep. I keep track of my overall stats in a spreadsheet, but I don't really keep track of like individual players. I think that's a little. I don't know. I feel like you can get in your head a little bit too much if you think about that. Oh, he's a local. Oh, you're a local. Oh shit. Okay, that's cool. But yeah, that was my challenge run. I want to thank everyone for coming by. Thank you for watching the challenge run. If you want to like talk more about the matches, or if you have anything that you see you want to point out, I know I went through it pretty fast. But if you want to point out anything in any of the videos, talk about it. That'd be cool. I'll hit you up in the comments. But I want to thank you for watching. I hope I'll see you next time. I'll see you in the next one. Have a nice day.